His mum actually has put me in hospital for 24 hours, where she bit me when I was feeding her and damaged a tendon. And if I release any pressure off him, he will know that, he'll feel it, and he will then react to that. Extremely strong, extremely strong. You can stress them out too much, yeah, but when he's that little, he's okay, because they're not going to attack you just because you're there. But if you land on and get too close, it's like anything, you're in their space, they're going to let you know. But look at that, it's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, yeah, okay. I might put him back so he doesn't stress out too much.
Australia has a reputation as having some of the most dangerous animals in the world. Gane Doyle has been bitten by almost all of them.
I'm not pulling out the other olive though, because then we'd have a lot more blood shots.
At over 12 feet long, the olive python is Australia's second largest snake. And although it's not venomous, it regularly preys on rock wallabies and even small crocodiles, ambushing them from under the water.
These have got, of course, large teeth. There's over 100 teeth in the mouth on one of these. Very, very strong, extremely strong snake that can make you feel uncomfortable. This one here has wrapped around my neck once and made me feel quite uncomfortable. Now, one of the things that we do here is so that the snake knows it's going to be picked up and not being fed is we use our hat. That's why we always wear hats. He now knows, because they are intelligent, he now knows he's not getting fed.
The danger is not from the snake's razor-sharp teeth.
It's the sheer strength. If that wrapped around your neck, it can cause you to black out without any problems. I can feel the strength around my throat at the moment. He wants to go back to his warmth. Extremely strong snake. This particular snake, I had him out at the other end of the shed, just doing a display, and he reached up using me as a perch, and I could feel myself blacking out because he put so much pressure on my neck, it was slowing the blood circulation off to my brain, and I started to feel a bit woozy. We're going. I'm trying to shut the door back in. Sure.
Gane and his father run the family business, the WA Reptile Park in Perth, Western Australia. He's grown up living alongside Australia's apex predators, venomous snakes, crocodiles, and dingoes. Not all the animals here are deadly, but the majority can do some serious damage. There are some you could keep as pets at your own risk.
There are some pythons that have a few attitude problems and want to bite or wrap around. You just got to be aware of all that. But, you know, as a pet, they're pretty easy to keep. Yeah, I mean, Lacey there, he's really easy to keep and he's quite friendly, but there's always that chance that something can go wrong. I like him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What have we got here, Jack?
This is a lace monitor from the eastern states. A lot of people in the eastern states have these as pets. And this one here has bitten me. Got very sharp teeth, but that was only because I was feeding it. It missed the rats that I was feeding it that day, and grabbed all 5 fingers on one hand. The claws and the teeth are extremely sharp. When this fella bit me, and again it was only by accident, he did do a bit of slice and dice on my fingers, but there was he didn't cause me any problems to go to hospital or anything like that. Yeah, I may have needed stitches, but I stayed home. I don't like going to hospital too often. Oh, this one's pretty cool. When you actually feed this fella, we give him a scratch on the back. He arcs up the back like he enjoys it. Emotion, no. Personality, yes. This fella has his own little personality. And yeah, look at that. He's beautiful, isn't he?
Closely related to the Komodo dragon, Lacey may be a friendly monitor, but the tools he uses to prey on small mammals and birds in the wild leave their mark on his handlers too.
He's just using it and he's just hanging on, so the points go through. I mean, our skin's soft compared to them. So that's, yeah, you get that all the time. I never worry about any little scratches or anything like that. It's part of the job, you know, getting bitten or scratched or whatever, you know, it happens. It's not the nicest of feelings, you know, being bitten. Yeah, but yeah, with this type of job, it can happen if you you don't pay attention to what you're doing.
A small scratch or even a large bite from a monitor lizard or a crocodile may not bother Gane too much, but surely a tag from one of the world's deadliest snakes would slow him down.
Australia have 17 of the top 20, and this is one of them. And this is one of our local snakes for Western Australia, which is a dugong, which is a brown, but it's our local one around the Perth area. This one here got me in 2016. He wasn't in this cage, he was in another cage, and I was cleaning him out, and I had the words go through my head, turn on the light, and I didn't turn the light on. I hooked him, and he grabbed me. So I don't know which end I was trying to lift, and he actually bit 2 fingers. And he envenomated me. It was about 25 minutes before I felt any effects, and then spent 30 odd hours in hospital, getting one lot of antivenin, and my kidney stopped working. So I guess now that we've got a special relationship, me and him, he's had a piece of me and I've had a piece of him. Just extremely nice snake.
Not only does Gane still consider the snake that could have killed him to be an extremely nice snake, he takes full responsibility for the incident. He knows only too well how serious the consequences can be if you make a mistake with a deadly predator.
If you get too, a bit blasé or anything like that, and you take your brain out of gear, you can make a mistake. And every now and then you do that, and some can be fatal, or you can end up being crook. I mean, I've made 2 mistakes with 2 venomous snakes in 40 odd years, and it's knocked us around and all the rest of it. But my fault, not the snake's fault, because I was choosing to do something that I shouldn't have done.
While it's certainly unconventional, Gane forms rewarding bonds with animals that many would never consider having as pets.
Well, I used to have my first tiger snake. When he passed away, I was quite upset, because I used to go to do displays and talk to these kids and say, instead of on theory, I now had practical experience of what a snake bite felt like. This was the one that did it. And when he passed away, I was quite upset, because we had that special relationship, that bond of, that was my first bite. Again, that was my fault, but it was still okay. I'm now one of the people that had been bitten by a venomous snake and survived.
Well, this one's bitten you as well.
This one has bitten me as well.
But he's still a nice snake.
It's still a nice snake, yep.
And in a very Captain Hook moment, we meet the mother of the crocodile we saw earlier, the one that sent Gane to the hospital and could have easily taken his hand.
She bit me when I was doing a feeding display in here with 45 kids, and it was the first chicken of the day, and I normally feed around 12 o'clock, but I decided to do it later. And when I put my hand over with the tongs, because we use tongs for these little fellas, had a chicken in the end of the tong, it saw the hand and just grabbed hold of the hand. I went through all the scenarios of what should I do to get it off. And I thought if I pulled my arm up and put it on the balcony, that see if she would release, but then I realised with those teeth that they slice, she would have done more damage. So I just hung there and just waited. Our eyes met, so we had a moment for a little bit, and then eventually she let go and slipped straight back into the water. I swapped hands and continued on feeding them. It severed 80% of one of my tendons and went through the knuckle. So it wasn't too bad. If it had rolled or twisted, it could have severed the tendons or severed a few more. But I was all okay. I didn't lose any fingers or any movement. Just out of action.
But does this croc remember his human prey like the crocodile nemesis remembered Captain Hook in Peter Pan?
I think she does. I mean, she's had a taste of me, this one. She knows what I taste like, so yeah, she likes me. Young girl. That's my girl.
Gane's experience working with crocs means, despite their previous encounter, he's not concerned about getting too close this time.
She stays there, 'cause I'm not moving any further to her. She's already let me know that she doesn't want me any closer by a bit of a breathing and huffing at me. I feel quite safe here. She's not going to move any further from where she is. And again, it's the colder weather, and if she was warm, she'd be straight into the pond if I was getting too close. They're not going to try and attack. I've been closer to one and actually fed one closer. And it did get me when it jumped up to when feeding. It jumped up, missed it, and just caught me on the hand. And I was right next to it feeding it. Yep, that's the boy and the girl. They're the dingoes. Go and see them.
Australia's wild dogs, dingoes, are sometimes kept as pets, but most owners will tell you that they can never be completely domesticated.
This is Blondie, and she's a good girl. When we first got Blondie, she broke out of her pen. She found a very small hole, about 6 foot off the ground, and climbed out. But she's so blonde, she showed me where the hole was so I could fix it. Didn't you, girl? Hey? Hey? How about we go and see Max? Hey? Are they allowed to come in, Max? Come on. Hey? He was brought to us to the park because their situation changed. We normally don't take them on if they're over 18 months old because their personalities are really set. But Max was really good. He bonded to us very easily, so I decided to take him on. I don't 100% trust him, but yeah, I can pick when he's not right. Come on. Hey. The only thing with dingoes, you can't train them. They don't come when you call, but they're highly intelligent.
The dingoes are as close to pets as any of the animals here at the WA Reptile Park, but Gane remains alert when around them.
They still have that killer instinct. They'll still knock off other animals. Yeah, people do have them as pets, but they just got to be aware that they're totally different. If you really bring them up right, they are extremely nice pets. But you got to treat them nicely because they don't ever forget.
Having been strangled by a python and bitten by crocodiles, lizards, and deadly venomous snakes, there's still one animal here that Gane won't get close to.
I never trust a wombat. Never turn your back on a wombat. They are dangerous. It's automatic, get out. Especially the males, breeding season, they change and they will attack. And they jump up, and it's pretty dangerous for a bloke because they can jump up about 1 metre high, and if you're facing a wombat and it jumps up 1 metre high and grabs what you don't want it to grab, it's gonna hurt. It has happened in the eastern states. Bloke had a lot of microsurgery, but yeah, no. I'll go and play with the croc any day.